Hi guys, I hope you had a good day today. It's nighttime over here and I'm sitting on my porch just looking at the stars and thinking about a lot of things that are happening in the world right now. And this whole refugee ordeal in Spain and everything that's going on, and all these fires. Another fire broke out today in Vacaville. That's only an hour away from here. And I guess it's already burned 1,000 acres. It's only 3% contained, and it's just crazy. I mean, like, if you live in California, there is a fire season. You expect it. Just one or two, like, big fires, nothing mega. Nothing like this. I pulled up a map earlier of the spots where all the fires are at, and I just couldn't believe it. It goes all the way up through Oregon, Washington, Idaho, up on the border of Canada, Utah. It's like they're everywhere, and I have never seen such a thing in all my days. And it just reminds me, it's a solemn reminder of the times that we're in, and that this tribulation we're in the next phase of it. Not too long ago, I had a dream where I was looking at the sky and the clouds parted back, and I heard the Lord say, we are getting ready to go into the next phase. And that's what it's been doing ever since. It's just been escalating and escalating. And this world is just getting out of control. And I see, too, all these marine life washing up on shores around the world. Just dead fish and starfish. I don't know, it's just getting crazy. And I really feel like Israel, I mean, we really, really need to keep watching Israel. Things are escalating beyond, I mean, it's almost time for just a flat-out war. And last summer, I was shown this silver dollar being moved around a map. And it was going from Russia to Iran to Turkey. It started out with like a silver dime, and then a silver quarter, and then a silver dollar. And then at the very end, it slid down to Israel. So, a lot of people said, well, Russia's never going to bomb Israel. Well, Russia is going to bomb Israel. And probably like a few months later, I heard in the spirit, before I woke up, Russia will bomb Israel. And the vision I had about the Trojan horse being pushed into the city gates in Israel. A lot of us might not understand what's going on. We have China doing a summit. They're bringing military troops over. They're having military practicing. Their militaries are joining up, practicing. I believe it's over in Russia, and somewhere Germany fits into all this. And these places like Poland and Lithuania, and I don't know. My husband's had a bunch of dreams about fighting in wars over there in these little countries. It's like nobody's going to be exempt. And Australia, I've had a lot of warnings about Australia. But I just really feel this, and I know a lot of us feel it too, this urgency about Israel right now. So pray for Israel, and, pray for our country. And the dream I had, Putin had a dagger thrown in his eye, but he wasn't hurt by it. all these alignments are being made. Like with the dream I had about all the military, the head military people from all over the world were meeting at this one table. And there was a man that was late. They were all around this huge table, and they started having discussions, and one of them put a bag of oranges on the table. And they were trading us. They were trading their countries. They were going to kill us. They were going to kill us all. That's what they wanted to do. Well, of course, we know God's not going to allow that. But they were trading. They didn't care if the women or the children died. And one person was late. One military, I believe it represented, a country, was late. And he walked up to the table, sat down in the chair, and he said, "I'm sorry, I'm late." So I don't know who that could represent, but it was a very serious conversation these gentlemen were having. And just everything that we're seeing in the media right now is just crazy. And then you turn on the real news and they're not reporting anything about it. They're like, "Oh, someone rescued the lost kitten out of the drain." Or, someone won the art contest in school. Or something like that, It's just sad. It's sad. And I look back at old videos about like World War II and World War I. They had women in buildings making posters for the war. And some of them were saying the propaganda is real. So even back then, they thought it was just propaganda. But they had people actually in America saying, "Look, this is going to happen. Maybe not on our soil." Well, they did bomb Pearl Harbor, but there's so many people that are asleep. They just don't understand what is about to happen. And God is saying, reach out to me, accept me, believe in me, give your life to me before time runs out. America is on borrowed time. Like, sound the alarm. SOS. And the most powerful thing that you could do is just pray and just trust in God and walk in your faith. That God knows the beginning from the end, and all these things must come to pass. He is not a man that he should lie. He is God. And he has everything in the palm of his hand. He knows exactly what's going to happen, and he's warning those. His Holy Spirit is being poured out onto all flesh. All flesh. He's waking people up. He's giving people an open door to come to him before it's too late. And, I was sitting here thinking, if we have any unforgiveness in our lives towards people, like our neighbor or in our family or at our job, just anywhere, it'd be a good idea to pray for the Lord to work these things out in our lives before it's too late, and just forgive people and love one another and do things for each other, out in town, or just be kind and loving and tell people about Jesus before it's too late. A lot of times we want to be like, "Well, I'm so glad I'm not like that person," or, "I'm glad this," or maybe a thought might cross your mind. I don't know. I was reading through Luke and about the parable of the publican and the Pharisee. Luke 18:10-14. 2 men went up into the temple to pray. The one, a Pharisee, which was a Pharisee is somebody that keeps the law. They kept the law. They were experts at it. And the other, a publican. A publican is it's a tax collector. The Pharisee stood and prayed thus with himself, God, I thank thee that I am not as other men are, extortioners, unjust, adulterers, or even as this publican. Could you even imagine? I fast in the week. I fast twice in the week. I give tithes of all that I possess. And the publican, standing afar off, would not lift up so much as his eyes unto heaven, but smote upon his breast, saying, God be merciful to me, a sinner. I tell you, this man went down to his house justified rather than the other. For every one that exalts himself shall be abased, and he that humbleth himself shall be exalted. Sometimes, I've seen it, and even I'm guilty of it myself. Sometimes I've had that kind of mindset. And we just need to forgive each other. We need to humble ourselves. We need to love one another. And, no matter what the circumstance. There's people that have trespassed against our hearts. I was listening this morning to Sister Jerica. She was singing a song, and it said, trespassing against the heart. Trespasses against the heart. And our whole our relationship with the Lord is about our hearts. It's about the circumcision of the heart. It's not if we, go smoke a cigarette or, something like that. It's about our love towards one another. And I don't know, you guys. Anyway, it's just getting, in the last days, the hearts of many would wax cold. And we are in the last days. And not even the last days, the last seconds. Anyway, it's a lot better out here. Some of the wind blew the smoke out today. Like the last half of yesterday, the sun came shining through, and so it hasn't been too bad. But now I'm worried because now there's another fire about an hour away from me. And depending upon where the wind's going to go, hopefully it doesn't come this way, I pray. It just gives me headaches, makes us feel sick. And I don't know, you guys. I love you guys, and I'm so blessed to have each and every one of you. Since I got onto YouTube, I've met so many wonderful people, beautiful brothers and sisters in the Lord, and I'm just so grateful. I was thinking about praying if I should just quit my channel, and I talked to another sister about it. Oh, there's the train horn. See if it'll go off again. Yeah. So I was worried. And then the Lord gave me a dream that night and said I had unfinished projects that I still had to do. And he showed me a hallway with all these baby clothes hanging on it all down the hallway, just tons and tons and tons of onesies and baby clothes. And they were all pastel colors, like pinks and blues and yellows, and I was told I still had projects to finish, so I'm gonna keep going on with my channel and until I guess my power doesn't work over here, because I've been shown dreams about that too. 3 times I had a dream that I didn't have power to my phone. My phone wouldn't work. No electricity in the house. So, but anyway, I'm gonna play this little YouTube parable cartoon of the publican.
And he spake this parable unto certain which trusted in themselves that they were righteous and despised others. Two men went up into the temple to pray. The one, a Pharisee, and the other, a publican. The Pharisee stood and prayed thus with himself, God, I thank thee that I am not as other men are, extortioners, unjust, adulterers, or even as this publican. I fast twice in the week. I give tithes of all that I possess. And the publican, standing afar off, would not lift up so much as his eyes unto heaven, but smote upon his breast, saying, God, be merciful to me, a sinner. I tell you, this man went down to his house justified rather than the other. For every one that exalteth himself shall be abased, and he that humbleth himself shall be exalted.